Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It is your coffee brother from Nicaragua, and today we are in beautiful California here in Oakland. And the reason we're here is we're gonna go visit my friend Fernando. Fernando started a coffee roasting business years ago, and he's been running it successfully for a long time. So we're gonna go meet him, get a tour of his shop, and get to know his story on why he is roasting coffee. It is a beautiful story about family legacy and revitalizing farm. So if you've been following the channel, you know that I'm starting a coffee farm here in Nicaragua. So Fernando is actually the first coffee roaster that ever bought coffee from my farm. So we have a long relationship, and I'm excited to introduce to you guys Fernando and for you to get to know his story. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's get behind the scenes of a cup of coffee. So what do you got going on here then, Fernando? Can you explain to us the beginning of a cup of coffee?
So the beginning of the cup of coffee is, the producer works their magic at origin, right? So Nicaragua, Mexico, Honduras, wherever that might be. And then we get it packaged up in one of these bags, right? They all weigh 69 kilograms, which is about 152 pounds. Weighs as much as a person, right? And it comes in looking like this to us.
Wow.
Green, right? Like a pale green. Like it's hard. It's a seed, right? So it's not a coffee bean, it's a seed. And then we have
So referred to as green coffee all over the world, right?
Green coffee, correct,
Okay.
right? Green coffee, but it's ubiquitous with like beans, right?
Yeah.
They call them beans. It's like the same thing.
No, same thing in Nicaragua.
In terms of just like naming things, but we have coffee that it's either single origin or going into blends. All of our single origins, I said, are from Latin America. We do use other regions for like blends. Like for example, we have a Papua New Guinea, then we have an Ethiopia natural for some.
So what is a single origin for someone that maybe doesn't know?
Yeah, excellent. So excellent question. So single origin means it comes from one location.
One farm only or one country?
So it can be multiple, right? There's
okay.
like multiple definitions that you can define in different ways, but typically speaking that it's representative of a region or a group or like a specific location, right?
Yeah.
That can be like think of a cooperative, right?
Gotcha.
A cooperative in a specific place in a country.
Yeah.
Then you can even get more specific where it comes from one farm in one specific region,
All
right?
That makes sense.
And then even that's a micro lot. And then even further back, you can go into a nano lot, which is it comes specifically from a specific section within a farm, right?
Yeah.
So the farm produces a lot or whatever, and this is just like a XYZ amount of bags, a nano lot of one farm, right?
Okay, so this is all green coffee that's gonna go caffeinate the Bay Area.
Yes, yep.
Pretty much. How many years you been roasting coffee?
We've been roasting coffee since 2016. So
Okay.
how many years is that?
27.
Seven, yeah.
Going on
But as a
7.
company, we've been around like about 9 years now. So
9.
2014, right? Yep, 2014.
Wow, 2014, okay. And always in the Bay Area, right? San Francisco, Oakland and stuff?
Yeah, always in the Bay Area. We started out in San Francisco, technically. Then from here, it goes into this roaster,
Okay.
right? So it gets put into like separate batches, and then we put it into the roaster. And as you can see, right, what you saw, it started off green, and then it starts changing colors.
All right. So it's turning into a pale yellow at this point, right?
Yeah, at this point it's gone from like a pale greenish going into a pale yellow. And then at the end, depending on the origin, depending on what we're doing with it, like different roast profiles, and then different roast levels, and then it comes out brown.
Okay.
Essentially, right? It's
Gotcha.
like it's a little bit more complicated than that,
Yeah.
because like different coffees we prefer at different roast levels for different
It's
applications.
kind of like baking a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like how long you put the coffee in heat for will give you different flavors.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, same thing with the
And so
with
then-
bread and stuff.
So this, and then right here it's cooling down, right? This is the cooling tray. It's cooling down. Then from there, going to this machine, which is a destoner. And it's
Okay.
exactly what it sounds like. It just removes stones or any heavy particles
Yeah.
that are heavier than a coffee bean.
It cleans the coffee then.
It cleans the coffee,
Yeah.
yep. So that doesn't then go into the end
Yeah.
consumer.
Your family already had a farm then. Tell me a little bit about that. Like what your family and their farming history a little bit.
Yeah. So the whole Diaz family that's obviously our last name, Diaz. My father's last name, my last name, my grandfather's last name. And my great grandfather is, as far as we can trace back, who actually had the farm, and then that started getting in Oaxaca, Mexico, and then that started getting passed down, like portions of it my great grandfather had a portion, who then he passed down to my grandfather along with a bunch of his siblings.
Yeah.
And
multi-generational then, because you're talking your great-grandfather, right?
Yeah, my great-great-grandfather.
Oh man, that's way back.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how he came into coffee.
Yeah.
But I knew that he was the one that passed it down to my great-grandfather. So then I grew up hearing about my grandfather's love for the farm. And it wasn't about the coffee farm. It was just about the farm, about the land, about his love for what he was doing. And so it had always been in the back of my head somehow. Like I wanted to be incorporated into that, like that novella, right? That kind of history, that like fantasy of coffee farm.
Being part of it, right?
Yeah. This is our baby roaster. This is actually the roaster that we started off with.
Oh, wow.
Originally through that Kickstarter. That Kickstarter helped pay for this.
Also, that goes back to what you were saying, with the fundraiser.
Exactly. So our friend, she has her name, like we let her etch her name down at the bottom.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because she gave us a good amount of money. And she was like a college student or just recently graduated college, so she was very generous.
So this is all backed by the people, backed by popular demand.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So cool stories. We actually sold it in 2019.
Oh wow.
To help finance our bigger roaster, our main roaster.
Oh okay. Good birthday right here.
Yeah. And then in 2020, or at the end of 2020, we bought it back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it came back home then. Huh?
It came back
went
home
for vacation and it came back home.
Yeah. Because the pandemic threw everything like in the wind for like the person that bought it. We're just like, hey, can we buy it back?
Yeah.
They were like, no. And then like finally at the end of 2020, they're like, fine, we'll sell it to you. And so 2021, we got it. It was in my personal garage for like, I think like a year until we moved into this spot.
Wow.
So
nice.
yeah, a year of over
Came
a year.
back home. I'm glad you kept it, man. You gotta keep that. It's like a treasure.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. And right now you got your dad roasting there?
Yeah. So this is my dad.
Hola.
So his background actually is in drug and alcohol counseling. So he did that for 19 years. He was really burnt out. He had already been helping us out like just once a week on the weekends to help roast on this little guy, right?
Okay.
But he's like, hey, I need to tap out, and we're like, well, we're looking for a full-time roaster. Do you want to come? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh,
and then
man.
little by little, right, like started roasting. He already kind of knew how to roast from there, and then now he's a master roaster.
Nice.
Here. Yeah,
that's good. So if you drink Proyecto Diaz, this is the man cooking your coffee here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right now, you're like distributing wholesale your coffee through the whole Bay Area. Do you only sell your family's coffee?
No, that's an excellent question, right? Because, it's Proyecto Diaz coffee, but the answer is no. We sell multiple other coffees.
So what is Proyecto? What is the mission behind Proyecto?
Yeah.
Did you identify that by now? Or what is
Yeah.
it?
Oh, totally. So the mission is to rebuild and revitalize farms and legacies.
Okay.
Right. So anyone that has a similar story to us that we can connect to, that has that producer background, very much like your farm yourself, Yasin Bey, right? We've partnered with other small lot producers that share that same history, that same legacy, that same desire to just continue their farms, their legacies.
Gotcha.
So after roasting the beans, it's time to package. And we have machinery to help assist us in so that we can do a lot of volume. So we have this, it's a two-part system. It's a big vacuum that sucks up all the beans and then dumps them into this vibratory filler. So what this vibratory filler does is it weighs it out individually, like by the weight.
Also, it pre-weighs you already based on the bag that you want?
Correct, right? So we just say option 1, 5 pounds, option 2, 12 ounce
versus
bags.
using a scale and doing it manually.
Yeah,
and
so this is
like
we're doing 100 bags or 50 bags, we're just right here, just boop, boop, boop.
Oh man, that's sweet.
Yeah.
What is this called?
This is called, this is a vibratory filler.
Okay, gotcha.
And this is basically a conveying vacuum.
I can imagine when you first started, it was all by hand, right, with the little scale?
It was by hand, and it just took forever.
Yeah. It's crazy that it took so many generations to get to this point.
Yeah.
Where out of your whole family, you're the one who's bringing your family's brand to the end consumer.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, you're like a direct link from the farmer, your family, to the final product, which is what you guys see here in the Bay Area, and online, of course, you can get it, but So you're the full from beginning to end, right? And it's all through Family Diaz, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, what was your family thinking this whole time? Were you telling them what's going on, or were you just like hustling, and then what was it like?
I was just hustling and hustling. I think they didn't. So here's the disconnect, right? In Latin America, it's just either something that they've been doing as a family for so long that it's just part of them, right?
Yeah.
But over here in the U.S. and or I'll speak just for the U.S. because I only know the U.S. experience. But like, there's like specialty. It's all about the craft. It's all about, you know, like the beauty, the you know, the artistry behind it.
Yeah.
But over there, it's just like, hey, we're just trying to get our product out.
Yeah, get money and feed our family.
Exactly.
That's it,
It's like bottom line, right?
Yeah.
They're not focused about the fancy pour overs.
No,
they're not,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. Same with Nicaragua. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think my family, specifically my grandfather, I think was just, you know, excited, right? I don't know what level of excitement, but I just think this deep appreciation for keeping the farm going.
Yeah.
Right. And you can, like, he kind of acquired a different pep in his step, right? My grandmother, she like, well, you know, it's part of life, but she passed away at that point, she probably had passed away. Well, actually, when we started, she was still alive. She passed away, I think, in 2017 or 2017. But long story short, you know, she always kind of supported my grandfather in a way where she was like, you know what, just do it, but like also focus on what you got to focus on, because coffee's not paying the bills. Yeah. But him just seeing that going, you know, so he was really stoked.
So your grandfather's still alive then?
Yes, he's still alive.
Wow.
But my
How old is he now?
I think he's like in his 88 or 89.
Wow, he's living a long life, dude.
Yeah, so he's, you know, he's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
But my pops was super stoked, like super, you know, he's always been on my side, my mom too. And then we have this guy. This is the heat sealer.
Okay. So basically you seal your bags, right?
Yep.
This is where it seals right here. And it keeps it fresh, so
correct.
major
So it
key
keeps
alert
it
there.
fresh, so it's like keeps oxygen out.
Yeah.
Like oxygen, we need it to survive, but it's also what's killing us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It'll cause oxidation for the beans and lose freshness. Yeah.
And, yep. So it keeps its freshness, then it seals it, and then like that's my wife over there.
Okay. All right. So after that, you pretty much have a packaged product, right?
We have a packaged product. We put up on our shelves.
What do you got here, Hannah?
Just finishing off the Max por favor.
Oh, nice. And where's this one going to?
So this one, these are variously going to various cafes, restaurants, offices, to our wholesale clients. So it's just all different stuff, right? So a wholesale client might take some Mas por favor and some Rustico and maybe like a bag of Mayan Harvest, you know?
Okay.
Because they use it for different things. And so, yep. And then like come tomorrow, come Wednesday, like these are all these shelves are going to be filled with coffee.
Yeah.
Then we're going to set up our pallets and put them in boxes.
Shipping.
And then to either ship or to deliver.
So today is roasting, prepping.
Yep.
Thursday, Friday is shipping.
Yeah.
out.
And then,
So if someone were to buy coffee online, this is where it would be at right here.
Yep.
Like it would go through this process and then here and then ship to their home, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So like every day, any orders that come in, it's the first thing we do in the morning.
Yeah.
Like we take from our coffee inventory that's been roasted, right? We're roasting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday we don't roast right now, and then Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So those 4 days, so it's like you're always gonna be getting something
Fresh coffee.
And then after that, we're always rotating the coffee out. So like you're never gonna get anything like over like for sure like 6 days. Like
That's
for sure.
important, yeah. That goes back to the 3 tips about drinking better coffee.
Yeah.
Know where you're buying your coffee from, freshly roasted most times of the week, so it's great.
Yeah, but we're always like, especially for like where it's always fresh.
Okay.
So it's always like boom, being
Perfect.
pumped
So
out.
now we've gone from green, roasted, package. Let's brew, right?
All right, let's do it.
Someone's looking to step their like coffee game up. You know, maybe they drink like coffee in the morning, but they're not sure how to like level it up.
Mm-hmm.
What's the number 3 things that you would give them for them to like step their game up?
Yeah, so I'll start from kind of the simplest thing. The one thing that I've noticed that a lot of people that do want to step up their game is that they think just buying better beans or like fancy, expensive beans or like the top brand, whatever that might be to them in their mind, they go first for that, right? But actually, I think that first you actually start with controlling how you're making your coffee, right? Like weighing out the coffee that you're going, like whatever machine you're using, but being consistent, right?
Got you.
Getting a scale, and then just weighing out like coffee that goes in and like water that comes out. Right.
Got you. So the brewing method, like calibrating your brewing method.
Exactly,
Right?
and just making it consistent, and then getting like a grinder and always buying whole bean coffee. Right. Those are the three things that I recommend.
Okay.
One, buying whole bean coffee, grinding your coffee fresh, and then weighing out your coffee. Right,
Okay.
and making that consistent. Right.
Yeah.
That way it's always good, and then from there, once you have those like basics, then you can go into other methods, right? Then you can really nerd out. You can get like a pour over. Then there's like multiple
B60.
brands.
Oh my God,
Exactly.
yeah, you go deep in the rabbit hole there. But 3 tips right there. You got it from the master coffee roaster.
Yeah.
Here.
We were talking about fresh coffee.
Yeah.
So a good rule of thumb is buy fresh coffee that's been recently roasted, but you also want to let it sit to degas like a minimum of 24 hours. Ideally, like when I'm doing like a pour over, I like to let my coffee like at least start to get like when I start drinking is like at day 3.
So where do you see the future? Like what do you see yourself like 10, 15 years down the line? Like,
Yeah.
Now that you've gone to this point, you're still climbing your mountain, but
Yeah.
what do you see?
Well, I mean, we want to be known as a national brand, right? As a coffee roaster, right? That we have cafes, multiple cafe outposts, right? That's what I want to call them, like cafe outposts, like
Okay.
coffee outposts.
Like you're selling roasted coffee within that community? Is that what you're kind of
or
referring?
like
Okay.
a cafe.
Oh, a cafe, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Oh,
But like specialty coffee shops,
Okay.
right? And at the same time, just roasting and
Yeah.
getting that brand, like getting these bags into other cafes, through our cafe. Basically, I want to be a national brand that is selling roasted coffee,
Yeah.
and then also like the cafe experience.
Yep.
And then establishing further relationships with other producers in Latin America, right? Kind of seeing what other impact we can do there, and
Wow.
even growing our direct trade
That's amazing,
portfolio.
man. You got a big mountain to climb, bro.
Hey, that's what it takes, right? The
Yeah.
best coffee is at the top of the mountain. So I'm gonna start my time. As you can see, I'm kind of
You're gonna be coming to my farm, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So did we say sometime in December or
January,
January?
yeah.
Hopefully in January. Yep.
Yeah, so follow the channel. Make sure you follow because so Fernando is, we've been working together for 4 years, never been to my farm, so he's gonna come through.
Yeah. But this I will go before this next crop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So December or January.
So you will probably see him in one of my videos come up again.
Yeah.
And also, if you have any other questions for Fernando, drop them in the comment section. I'm always traveling back to the Bay, so like we can make a part 2 of this video. I'm working on my own coffee brand, so it's going to be packaged in my own coffee bag and everything. So he's helping me out with that. So you'll see more videos coming out. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, drink a cup of coffee.
Drink a few cups of coffee.
Yeah, drink a few cup of coffees. Links below for his website. Well, cheers, Fernando.
Cheers, brother.
Behind the scenes of a cup of coffee here.
Tastes like coffee.
Delicious. I mean, super good. Hopefully you guys learned a lot of tips here. You saw the process from the very start to this right here, what everyone recognizes in the morning, right? What a beautiful drink. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.